Once upon a time, deep in a foggy, ancient forest, there lived a man. And this man believed that everything he'd ever wanted in life was hidden just beyond his reach. It was nestled between two gnarled, ancient trees. Vines and ivy had partially covered it, but the wood was still strong and the brass handle still gleamed. So he pushed, he shoved, he kicked, and he screamed, but the door didn't budge. No matter how much he forced it, no matter how many times he tried, that door wouldn't open. This was no ordinary door. It hummed with power. The very air around it crackled with potential. But the more he worked, the more frustrated he became. Startled, he looked up, his heart pounding. The door wasn't locked, he realized. All this time, all his struggles, all his hopes and dreams, pinned on a lock that was never meant to be closed, he had finally opened the door. And in doing so, he had set himself free. You see, the real barrier wasn't the door. It was the belief in his own mind that he couldn't open it. The door didn't even leave a mark. It was like trying to chip away at a stone wall. A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying with it the scent of pine and wildflowers. The man smiled, not because of what he saw before him, but because of what he now knew about himself. He knew that sometimes the greatest battles are fought not against external forces, but against the walls we build in our own minds. He felt it in his bones, deep in his soul. It was a certainty that burned away any doubt. In that moment, he understood that he was stronger than he had ever believed himself to be. He was wiser, more patient, and more hopeful. He found himself coming back to this spot again and again, trying every trick he could think of. He prayed to every god he knew, but not a single prayer was answered. The door remained where it was, a silent testament to the man's inner strength. It was a reminder that sometimes the only thing that holds us back is our own belief that we can't move forward. And then one day, as he was wandering through the woods, he came across something incredible, a door. He didn't have the strength to stand anymore. His knees were weak, his shoulders slumped, and his eyes were filled with despair. As he slid down the rough bark of the tree beside him, he closed his eyes. Defeated, he tried every key he had, but none of them fit. And so he sat down on the damp ground, pulled out his knife, and started to carve little holes around the lock. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, his hope started to dwindle. Then one day, overcome with a weariness that seeped into his very being, he leaned against the door. And just as he gave in to the despair that threatened to consume him, the door creaked open. On the other side, dappled sunlight filtered through the leaves overhead, painting the forest floor in a mosaic of light and shadow. The air on the other side was sweet and alive, with the buzz of insects and the distant song of birds. It was everything the other side had been all along, just as it had always been. There was nothing special about it, but for him, it was everything. He stepped through the opening, his eyes taking in the beauty of the sun-dappled clearing. He had faced his fears, his doubts, and his frustrations, and emerged victorious. As he continued his journey deeper into the woods, he carried with him the lessons he had learned at the door. And so he walked on, his steps lighter, his heart full, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that he had the strength within him to overcome any obstacle.